All right, Shalom to the elect. I want to start by giving all the praises, honor, and glory to whom it rightfully belongs, which is Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. All right, when I said was all the praises, honor, and glory belongs to Yahweh, who is the one the world ignorantly calls God, in the name of his Son, Yahweh Shai, who is the Messiah, who is the one the world ignorantly calls Jesus, in the name of the Holy Spirit, which in the Hebrew is Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, ever well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the elect. And the title of this lesson is Never Trust Thy Enemy. Well, I might title it something different, but this is going into the different things Donald Trump has been doing. All right, and I was, inspired actually to do this video. Okay, I was thinking about it a little before. I was thinking about doing it a little bit before, but I was inspired. The Elder Menata Zakbaz video. Okay, he did. All right, up here. He just put it up. DEI has ended. Don't crash out. All right, and you can watch this video, subscribe to his channel, be edified. All right, but I was interested. I was inspired. So like I was inspired to do this video, man. All right, from that as well too. Okay, so and the thing is, man, like the elder was saying, we've pretty much been telling you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, that this man is your enemy, etc. We've been telling you stop trusting this man, stop trusting the so-called white man, right? Whose real identity is Esau, okay, Edom. Stop trusting him, you know, because this devil doesn't care about you. And now you're starting to see it. Now you so-called Negroes, West Indians, Haitians, Latinos, Native American Indians, all right, are starting to see it. You're starting to see that the devil doesn't care about you, man. And it's only going to get clearer and clearer and clearer. Okay. Now, I have some articles up here, right? I'm just skimming through some of them. All right, and because Trump, doing all this stuff, right? So this one, all right, says Trump urged to stop harassment of Native American citizens. Oslaki, Trump urged to stop ICE harassment of Native American citizens because ICE is the one that's doing the rounding up deportations, you know. So real quick, it says a group of domestic lawmakers is demanding immediate action to halt what they describe as unconscionable harassment of Native American citizens by immigrant and customs enforcement agents, which is short for ICE, or which is ICE in short. Okay. Let me just say, Salakia, bear with me 1 second. Yeah, I was just gonna say, Salakia, if it pauses, if the video pauses, or if I stop speaking, just skip ahead to the part where I continue to speak. All right, if I go on mute, just skip ahead to the part where I begin to speak again. All right. So it says on Wednesday morning, and this came out January 29th, 2025. So that's today. Yeah, at 6 a.m. It says on Wednesday morning, 9 congressional Democrats sent a letter seen by Newsweek to President Donald Trump urging him to direct ICE agents to stop harassing Native Americans. The letter detailed an incident in New Mexico in which an ICE agent reportedly stopped a tribal citizen at a convenience store and questioned their U.S. citizenship. Navajo Nation officials told CNN that federal immigration enforcement operations had stopped, questioned, or detained at least 15 indigenous individuals in Arizona and New Mexico during immigration raids that began last week. All right. So, hey, they're it says that they're harassing Gadites, pretty much the so-called Native Americans. Right, you're the tribe of Gad. You are Hebrew Israelites of the tribe of Gad. Right. It says as the Trump administration ramps up efforts to deport undocumented immigrants, ICE is facing heightened scrutiny. with enforcement operations expanded nationwide. Any perceived overreach could lead to legal challenges against immigration enforcement agencies. So, boom. All right, he's doing that. All right. Oh, we read more. It says in the letter, I'm gonna jump to this part. It says targeting Native Americans and question their citizenship, like we saw in New Mexico last week, is not only harassment; it's un-American. Okay, Native communities have been an integral part of this land since time immemorial, and every single tribal citizen has been a U.S. citizen since 1924. ICE's racial profiling undermines tribal sovereignty, violates our values, and spreads fear in communities that deserve our respect and protection. That's why, in this letter, we demand that the administration end these discriminatory actions immediately and find ways to make sure that no one is targeted simply because of the way they look. All right. So, boom, here it is. They, harassing Jake. Okay. Gad. Now, another thing, right? Uh, well, we all know Trump is deporting, illegal immigrants pretty much. Okay. Arresting them, shipping them back, all right, to where they, or the different places, either where they came from or different places. Another thing, I had seen a brother pull up, right? Pretty much. Let's see if I can find it. Scroll through this real quick, see if I can find it. Give me just 1 second here. This right here. I didn't watch the whole video, but I saw this part. I'm gonna play it back.
Times 41, 42 times in a couple of cases, 25 times, 18 times, many for murder, other heinous charges such as pushing people into subways. As the train's coming along at 45 miles an hour, boom, you get pushed into the subway. They had it last week. Hitting them in the head with baseball bats while they're not looking, punching old ladies in the face, knocking them unconscious and stealing their purse. They even break into apartments and rape elderly women and beat up elderly men, beat them to hell. And I don't want these violent repeat offenders in our country any more than I want illegal aliens from other countries who misbehave. And I say, and this is subject to getting it approved, but if they've been arrested many, many times, they're repeat offenders by many numbers, I want them out of our country. I also will be seeking permission to do so. We're going to get approval, hopefully, to get them the hell out of our country along with others. Let them be brought to a foreign land and maintained by others for a very small fee, as opposed to be maintained in our jails for massive amounts of money, including the private prison companies that charge us a fortune. Let them be brought out of our country and let them live there for a while. Let's see how they like it. You'll see crime all over the country dry up. Essentially, that's what Venezuela and other countries are doing. They're getting rid of their criminals and putting them into the United States of America. And their crime is down by almost 80%. We're going to restore law and order in America, and we want to bring back the death penalty for these horrible people that kill people. It's always a tough thing to say, but nobody likes it. But if you don't do it, we're just looking
up, y'all. I'm trying to give y'all.
All right. So you got that. I mean, the thing is, I was just thinking, like, who else really, majorly does that, you know? And I mean, well, let me say it like this, because you got a lot of so-called white people that say Jake is the one that does the most crime, you know? So you could just see where this stuff was going, where stuff could possibly go. All right. But another thing, right, where is it? Let me get this. Birthright citizenship. Says birthright citizenship of Native Americans questioned by Trump administration. All right. It says Justice Department makes argument defending executive order suspending birthright citizenship. You know. So he's questioning, their citizenship pretty much. All right. And another thing, all right, because this is really what I wanted to do the lesson on. All right. Trump and federal funding. And I mean, they said that they had canceled it or whatever, or went back on it. All right. Let's look at the news part. Because this right here, right, it's CBS News. It says, "What does Trump's federal funding freeze mean for people who get aid?" It says a White House memo ordering a broad freeze on federal grants and loans by 5 p.m. Tuesday left ordinary Americans who depend on such aid, as well as seasoned budget experts, scratching their heads. The memo from the White House Office of Management and Budget, OMB for short, suspending the federal funding was vague in its wording, caused a confusion within federal assistance programs and nonprofits and among Americans receiving government aid. So things like what? It would be like SNAP, EBT, okay? Those type of things. Adding to the whiplash, a federal judge on Tuesday temporarily blocked the freeze, and the Trump administration walked back the memo on Wednesday. All right. See, they said they like kind of canceled it and went back on it. But nevertheless, they had put a freeze on it, temporarily, just showing you. And the thing is, right? 'Cause I was thinking about this. All right, you gotta understand Trump, in this whole political party thing. Trump stands on the Republican side, right? On the Republican side, the Republican political party, right? Now we look up what the political position of the Republican Party, like, what they stand for. All right, so I got it here on Wikipedia, right? It says political positions of the Republican Party, the United States. All right, going down, right? It says I'm gonna start up here. The Republican Party since the 1920s has adhered to an ideology of fiscal conservatism. Okay, and by the way, right? Um, to just make it simple terms, you got Democrat and Republican, right? Now the Democratic side, they pretty much, are into like liberal ideas, the whole LG, that whole thing. Uh, they're more liberal, and look at that term liberal, right? I'm going slow. Liberal. Liberal, right? It says willing to respect or accept behavior or opinions from different from one's own, open to new ideas. All right. Let me just type math. Let me just because that's also what the Democratic Party stands for. You know, they accept different new ideas. They're tolerant, etc. Different things like that. Let me just type this in real quick. What does the Democratic Party stand for? What do they believe in, right? Now this is on Wikipedia political positions of the Democratic Party, right? So it says the platform of the Democratic Party of the United States is generally based on modern liberalism, right? It says modern liberalism, often referred to simply as liberalism, is the dominant version of liberalism in the United States. It combines ideas of civil liberty and equality with support for social justice and a mixed economy, etc. Right? It says contrasting with the conservatism of the Republican Party. Now, conservatism means that in the United States, conservatism is based on a belief in individualism, traditionalism, republicanism, right? A limited federal governmental power in relation to the U.S. states, all right? Continuing on, this is the party generally sits on the center left of the American political spectrum. All right, let me jump down to here, right? It says Democratic platforms seek to promote social programs, labor unions, consumer protection, workplace safety regulation, equal opportunity, you know, equal opportunity. It says um, disability rights, racial equity, regulations against environmental pollution, and criminal reform. Democrats support, you know, A rights, you know what I'm saying, in the alphabet community, as well as a pathway to citizenship for undocumented immigrants. Democrats typically agree, and that's part of what Joe Biden had done, you know, when he got in office, you know, um, had done that. So you see how they like playing the role, because this is what the Democratic Party stands for, you know, and he led all the migrants, and so he played the role of, you know, being a Democrat. You know, so Democrats typically agree with the scientific consensus on climate change and in favor of multilateral approach to foreign policy. So in other words, Democratic Party is more so, you know, liberal, open, and the Republican Party is pretty much like you earn your keep type of people, right? So now under here for the Republican Party, right? And this will show you Donald Trump stands with the Republican Party if you don't already know. Yeah, see, he stands with the Republican Party. All right. It says the Republican Party since the 1920s has adhered to an ideology of fiscal conservatism. Right. Um, it says Republicans strongly believe that free markets. Right. It says an economics of free market is an economic system in which the prices of goods and services are determined by supply and demand expressed by sellers and buyers. All right. It says an individual achievement. Right, which is says individualism is a moral stance, political philosophy, ideology, and social outlook to emphasize the intrinsic worth of the individual. Individualists promote realizing one's goals and desires, valuing independence and self-reliance. All right, I'm going to try to look that up in a little bit, but it says Republicans strongly believe that free markets and individual achievement are the primary factors behind economic prosperity. Right, prosperity. Right. Now listen to this. It says to this end, they advocate, and they stand their stance. It says isn't, you know, their stance is in favor of laissez-faire economics, right? Limited government, free markets, and free trade, tax cuts, reduce government spending, privatization, and listen to this, in the reduction of government-run welfare programs. All right, in favor of private sector nonprofits and encouraging personal responsibility. See, so the Republican Party isn't really, you know, in favor of, you know, the whole SNAP, EBT, and all that type of thing. You know, they want you once again. They want you to. They're pretty much like you earn your keep. They're that type. You know, they have conservative, American, traditional American um viewpoints, man. Okay, you know, and Guess what? Who normally, you know, be living off of, you know, government run welfare programs? Jake. Okay, so Trump, you know, trying to end that and everything, you know, that could, you know, be bad for Jake. And the thing is, man, right? Because I was thinking about that, and then what does the scripture say? Let's get this. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 11, right? It says, "And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and and this beast is talking about America, right? It says that he had two horns like a lamb." He speaks of the dragon. Now, the two horns is talking about what? The Democratic and Republican Party. Okay, that's what it's talking about. All right, and the thing is, all right, the point I'm trying to make, all right, is that you see, no matter what side you vote for, you know, they still they're still not, you know, that's never going to benefit you Israelites, man. Okay, no matter what side you vote for, no matter who gets in office, It's never going to benefit you Israelites. Okay, because you see what Trump is doing. All right, and he stands for the Republican Party, and he was running against Kamala Harris. All right, and she was Democratic, and what did she say? You know, what did she say before that? She wouldn't do something that's only going to help black people. You know, so you Israel, you so-called black Hispanics, Native Americans out there, man. You know, it's look, man. You know, hey, you trusting in the wrong thing. You trusting in America. You trusting in this so-called white man. You trusting in the wrong thing. Let me get this. I'm gonna read this first. The book of Isaiah 31, and verse 1. It says, "Help not in Egypt, but in God." And Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh Shah, Isaiah 31 and 1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. And in the Bible, America is the new modern day Egypt. America is spiritually called Egypt, as it tells Revelation 11 and 8. All right. Why? Because America is the main place of Israel's captivity. Okay. You know, and also America has things in it that go back to ancient Egypt. So America is the new modern day Egypt. So you going down, you trusting in America, you know, in the so-called white man, okay, for help, you're gonna be very disappointed. All right. The scriptures also say this. Rock, chapter 12, verse 10. It says, "Never trust thine enemy." And who's the enemy of us Israelites? The heathen nations, right? Never trust thine enemy. Like it's iron rusted, so is wickedness. So just like iron, you know, just like the rust of iron will come back. All right. No matter, you know, how much these people, you know, your enemies, you know, try to you know, portray themselves as good for you, eventually their hatred is gonna show for you, man. Never trust your enemy, you know? And that's the thing Jacob's doing. Now look at them, they getting deported, harassed, okay? Um, you know, the welfare programs is going, you know, they have put a freeze on it. I remember in Trump's first term they tried to do it, okay? You know, when he was back in you know, 2016 to 2020, all right? But yeah, you know, but I mean, even though they tried to freeze it, it just goes to show you, you know, never trust your enemy, man. Okay, you really should be trusting in Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. See, we here, and the thing is, you shouldn't have even been voting. All right, you know, really, you shouldn't even be involved with, you know, you really shouldn't even be for this place, okay, be honest. All right, this is the book of Deuteronomy 17 and verse 15. It says, "Thou Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom Yahweh thy God shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set over thee." And who is your brother? Let's get this. This is the book of Leviticus, showing you that your brother is not just anybody. All right. Leviticus, yeah, the book of Leviticus, chapter 19. Okay, it's the book of Leviticus, chapter 19, and verse 18. It says, actually, no, I think it's the verse above it. Okay, yeah. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 19, starting in verse 17. It says, "Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart," right? "Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him." Verse 18, "Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people." See, so your people, your brother, your neighbor is you know, an Israelite. You know, really, you know, all his brothers here, in his faith, each other, the like-minded brothers. It says, "But thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself." By Yahweh. So when we read Deuteronomy 17, and it says, "One from among thy brethren," meaning a fellow Israelite. Deuteronomy 17 and 15 again. "Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom Yahweh thy God shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother." You see, so you're not supposed to be voting, okay? Really, you're not supposed to be, all right? Remember, in the past, Jake was fighting and marching to vote, but really, they shouldn't have cared, to be honest, all right? You see, but now look where the trust, look at where the trust in this devil has gotten you, and it's only going to get worse, man, all right? Because now, they go in here, these ICE people, they go in here and raiding and everything. I'm thinking about this, and I seen Apostle Elder Kahar make a video on it recently. But this is the book of 2 Ezra 16, verse 70. Verse 70, it says, "For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord." You know, and this doesn't only stand for the elect of the nation of Israel. This stands for all Israelites. Why? Because as Romans says, Romans chapter 10, right, verses 1 and 2, it says, "Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to the Most High for Israel is that they might be saved. For I bear them record that they have a zeal of the Most High, not according to knowledge." Right? Let's look at the word zeal real quick. Okay, 1 second. Oh yeah. Why the way, man? Because this thing's moving real, and incredibly slow. Okay. Um, Slovakia. All right. All right. Zeal. It says, I'm gonna just read it here because it's moving slow. I don't want it to crash. All right. But it says great energy or enthusiasm in pursuit of a cause or an objective. Okay. So then let me close this out. Get it one faster. So maybe. Oh yeah, and I wanted to bring this out too because look, I forgot. All right. Trump is deporting all these people, all these, Trump is deporting a whole bunch of so-called Latinos. Before he got elected, this is what they was doing: Latino Americans for Trump. They were praying over him, man. And if you watch this, man, this is just sad to watch. They praying over this dude, okay, before he got elected. And now look what he's doing. Never trust thine enemy, man. You see? Okay. So getting back, verse 2, Romans 10 and 2. "For I bear them record that they have a zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge." So our people, they have a zeal of the Most High. They're enthusiastic about him. They know that there's a higher power, but they don't know the truth. But our people just have that close connection to the Lord. So when we read 2 Ezra 16:70, it says, "For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection and an uprising upon those that fear the Lord." So this so-called white man eventually is going to come down with that great wrath, man. All right, he's going to be storming in Jake's apartment buildings, the cities, the hoods, and everything. All right, killing them, stripping them, holding them off, concentration camps, etc. These times are coming. All right, and just because Northern Kingdom is catching a lot of heat right now, don't think Southern Kingdom, aka so-called Negroes, West Indian nations, so-called blacks, don't think that the devil forgot about you. All right, you already see, they put a freeze on that government-run welfare program. So Jacob's trouble is coming, man. So that, giving all praises, honor, and glory to whom it rightfully belongs, which is Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash, and belongs to the apostles and elders, the great millstone that we well. Peace, blessing, and salutation to the elect. Shalom to the elect.